Hey everyone, welcome to 2025. We are getting right back at it. 5 rounds for time. This one is called Resoluting because we are in that resolution phase. So it is 20 sit ups, 25 air squats, 20 renegade rows, 25 ball toe taps, 20 ab twists, and 25 half burpees. See what I did there? 2025. Okay, so we're going to go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so our first movement is going to be our sit-ups. So we're going to start down. We're going to reach for those toes, squeezing those abs, making sure that we are using our abs to get up and down and all the way off the ground. Modifications, we're going to touch the knees, but again, we want to make sure that we're squeezing those abs, that your whole back is coming off the ground for either one of those movements. You can do crunches, but if you're doing crunches, again, really work on getting those abs, the back off the ground and reaching for your shins. We don't want to put our hands behind our head because that's going to strain our neck. So, okay, next movement is going to be our air squat. So, proper form here is important, even though it is body weight. We want to make sure that we are coming down straight and coming up straight. So, in order to do that, we're going to put our feet about hip width apart, maybe slightly wider depending on your mobility here. We're going to keep our toes slightly pointed outward, and we're going to bring our knees out, not forward, but out, and we're going to come straight down. We want to get about parallel, at least parallel. So this part of your leg parallel to the ground or lower if you can. One of the most important things here is keeping your foot flat on the ground. So if you find yourself rolling up to the balls of your feet as you come down, two things. One, it could be mobility. So you might need to work on mobility as far as your ankles and knees and hips. Or you could be facing forward with your toes. This is going to bring your knees forward, and this is going to automatically roll you onto the balls of your feet as you come down. Now, if you're very flexible, you can do that and still be flat foot, but again, it's a mobility thing, so we want to really focus on bringing those knees out. That's going to give less pressure on your knees and hips and ankles coming outward. It's also going to keep you coming straight, completely straight down, because if you notice, when I bring my knees out, I am nice and straight, evenly bringing my weight down. When my toes are this way, I'm going to automatically lean forward. So we don't want that. So modifications, you can use a bench to sit down on the bench, but what we don't want to do when we do that is sit back and rock up. We want to make sure that we're using our legs, so you can just tap that butt on the bench and come back up. You can come down. I would rather see you go down to parallel, but if you can't make it down there without really falling on those balls of those feet because of mobility, one, start working on mobility. Good New Year's resolution. Two, come down as far as you can, keeping those feet flat on the ground so that we don't injure ourselves trying to do other things. Okay. The next movement is going to be our renegade rows. So we're going to need 2 dumbbells for this. You're going to pick a weight that you feel comfortable with, that you can do 20 renegade rows in a row with. So important thing is to make sure that you are squeezing your glutes, your abs. You are only using your arms. The only thing moving is your arms. So your body should be still. and I'll show you sideways and forward. But first we're going to start forward. So we're going to place our feet a little bit wider than we would in a push-up stance. The wider the base, the more stable the base. And our dumbbells are going to be right underneath our shoulders here. And we're going to march with them. So what we don't want is our body to be moving. This is the difference. Moving, not moving, right? So in order to not move, we really need to use our full body and keep that nice and tight to ensure that our body doesn't move. So this is really like a total body workout on when you do renegade rows. So again, our butt is not up. We're nice. Let's get me out of the way. We're nice and flat. Our feet are wide, and we're coming without the movement. So modifications, you can take a band like this. You can put this down, and you can use that. Again, different weight. Also with the dumbbells, you can also do shoulder taps. And again, just because you're not using weight doesn't mean you should be rocking back and forth. It should be completely still as you do the movement, really engaging that core and those glutes. Okay, the next movement is going to be our ball toe taps. So if you have like a medicine ball or a slam ball, something of these sorts, use that, or you can just take your kid's soccer ball or anything that you have, you can just tap. So the idea here, right, is to keep moving. So we want a continuous movement. We want to tap the top of the ball with our toes and just keep moving. We don't want to be doing some weird thing. We want a continuous movement. If you don't have a ball or you just don't feel steady, you can also do high knees in place. We just want to keep running. If you can't get there, just run in place low. But a continual movement is what we're looking for there, just to get our heart rate up a little bit. Okay, the next movement is going to be our ab twist. So the things that we want to keep in mind is that the only thing that we really want touching during an ab twist is our butt. So we're going to be in a V position. We're leaning back. We're engaging this core to hold ourselves steady. And when we twist, we want to feel it in our abs. We don't want to be twisting our whole body. We want to be using our abs to move back and forth. So without a weight, you would just tap back and forth, really emphasizing on squeezing and moving at like a slow, steady pace to engage everything. You can use a weight as well. And again, just make sure you're using the abs to move the weight. If you are feeling like your feet are all over the place and you can't really get this good, strong movement, put one heel on the ground and use that as a stabilizer. But also this means that we got to work on that core strength. And if you are still all over the place, put two heels on the ground. And again, really focusing on getting those abs a good workout. The next movement, hey Mia, the next movement is going to be our half burpee. So it's half as bad as a regular burpee. You can look at it that way. So it's the burpee without the push-up. So we're just going to come down, kick our feet all the way out until we are flat in this push-up position, and then come up. And we want to make sure when we're coming up, we really want to try to get our feet as forward as possible. So when we kick back, we really want to try to get our feet to where our hands are so that we can stand up in a nice, good, strong position with everything supporting each other. So modifications would be to like a bench. So you jump out, jump back up. But I want you to stand all the way up, no matter which movement you're doing. This works, believe it or not, that core as well. But it also really gets those legs and cardio going too, as well. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of cardio, but things like this where we get some strength training in is okay. So we're gonna do all of those movements 5 times. Good luck and Happy New Year.